Today I will show you how you can set up date pickers for your applications in Android and in iOS. So date pickers are let's say input options to enter dates into text fields. And how you can do that is definitely that you need to set up an edit text field and then to attach to it a date picker. So how it looks like in the practice. In Android, when you click into the to the edit text view, then you will get a small dialog input, and in this dialog input you can set the date to whatever date you want. You can also go into the months, and then when you set the date and click OK, you can copy the date into the text field. In iOS, this is a bit different. So when you enter the date edit text view and click on it, or you click in it, then you can get the date picker at the bottom of the screen. And typically you are not using for this keyboard, but you just want to use the picker. So this is appearing at the bottom. Of course, this is not the nicest position, but for today we are not talking about how to move it up in the screen to see it a bit better. We just talk about how to set the picker itself up. So when you click on the picker, then you have a similar kind of dialog like in Android, and you can select the date. You can move between the months. You can go into the years and months in a, let's say, the original type of picker view, and then once you click on it again, then it goes back to the actual months what you selected in the actual year, and then you can select the date. And as you can see, when you select the date, you can already update the edit text field with the date. So this is a bit different behavior to the Android version, but basically the function is the same. So when you are clicking out from the view, then it's automatically disappearing, but the picker base view, let's say, itself is not disappearing. You need to update the focus of the of this edit text view. So basically you need to move out from it, and you have to get the editing ended, and that you can do it with a button, or you can link it to some actions, or you can go into another field, and then it's automatically changing this this view. So how to do this? I will start with the iOS version because it's a bit simpler and easier to set up, but you will see that also in Android it's not so difficult. Okay, so what you need at first is, of course, you need to set up your storyboard. And as you can see, I've added a label, a text field, and a button. And then in the view controller, what you need to do is, of course, you can place it wherever you want. I mean, when you want to set it up, the picker, that you can do it at different places, but typically you do it at the view did load, or the view will appear phase of the let's say of the opening of the screen itself. So I just put it here, and what I will show you here is that actually when you start, the basic setup is something like this. So you also don't have this delegate here. So if you do this like this one here, so basically you have on the view or on the screen, you have the date field, which I've linked from the storyboard to the view controller. So here I have this this outlet linked to the storyboard, and then I can use this for setting up the date picker. And also I defined here a date picker a variable which is having a UI date picker let's say class type. So then we go into the view did load function, and we can start to set up the date picker. So here at first we need to initialize the date picker itself. So we are creating the date picker class with the constructor, and then we set the date picker mode to date. You can set it up to different possible options. So if you just come here, you can see that you can have date and time, or just time, or just the year and the months, or a countdown timer. So basically you have several options. So it's not just a date picker, but also you can use it for other possibilities as well. But let's stick to the date, because this is our main let's say main focus today. So we set it to a date, and then what we need to do is that we need to also define an action to this date picker. So whenever the date is changing in the date picker, we want to change the actual text field with the basically loading the value from the date picker into the text field. So here we are just setting this up. So we have the selector defined here, which of course we coded here, and then we define that when the value changed, then this action should be called. So then at the date, and one more thing of course we have to do is that we have this date field, and we need to define that basically we want to input the data from the application, or from the input view from this date picker. So you could be able to enter of course the date manually, but then you need to make sure that what the user is entering is a valid date, and that is making it a bit more difficult, and you need to take care about the format of the date and so on. So basically it will generate a lot of additional things. So it's easier to define that the input view is a date picker, and then you will not get the keyboard loaded, but you will only have the date picker as an input view available, and then you can enter the date via this. So yeah, basically that's the basic function of the date picker. So when we are running the date picker like this, then you will see that there are some problems with it actually. So this is the basic setup of the form, and when you click into the date field, you can see that there is a cursor blinking. Then you have the accessory view here, or the input view here, and then of course you can enter the date. But the weird thing is that if you are having a keyboard attached to the phone, or to an iPad, for example, then you can start to type in certain things into the field, and this is for sure not what you want if you just want to have a date here. So what you can do is, of course, you can eliminate this behavior by adding a delegate function to the text field. So here we need to put back the UI text field delegate, and then you need to add this delegate to the application, or to the date field itself, and then define this function here, or add this function where you basically changing the behavior of the text field on a way that whatever is going into this field, like even if you want to copy paste something into the text field, this function will not allow to enter this data into the text field. So if you return false, then the text field will not change with those changes what is basically planned to be included in or inputted into the field itself. So let's check it how it works. So here we can enter the date field, and if I'm typing in with the keyboard, nothing happens. So basically I can't enter anything here, but if I'm using the date picker itself, then of course I can change the input. And one more thing what we should mention, that of course this date picker is always following the actual date or what was selected before, what is inside this view. So if you go back, it is always going back to the date which was selected. And if you are not setting up a date at the beginning when you open this view, then the actual date will be selected, and then you can select another one, or you should click on the current date to set it into the text field. But still, as you could see, we still had the cursor inside. So if you want to get rid of the cursor, then you just need to use this date field tint color UE color clear. This will make the cursor, let's say, invisible. It will be still there, but it will be invisible. So if I'm running the application again, clicking into the field, and you can see that there is no cursor at all. The date, as I said, it is going to the current date, and then when I'm clicking somewhere else, then it's automatically going into the date, and then we can set the date here. Okay, so this is the iOS version, and let's go to the Android version. So here, as I said, a bit more difficult to set up the things, but of course you set up your view again, or your screen or fragment on the same way as it was set up for the iOS version. So you have a label, a text field, and a button here. Actually, this button is not really needed because the Android behavior is a little bit different to the iOS behavior. So whenever you make a date picker, it's a dialog, and when you leave the dialog, then basically the editing of the field is also ended, and you need to do something to basically go to somewhere else, or I don't know, but it's a bit different. So we have the fragment set up. We have the edit text date field, and a label and a button, but we just need to focus on the edit text field at the moment, because the rest will not really take part of the business here. So of course, when you create the fragment, you have the usual binding things added to the fragment, and then in the view created function, you can start to set up your let's say date picker setup, and for that we want to have the same behavior what we had inside the iOS version. So basically, when we are entering the edit text field, then we would like to get the picker brought up. So how we can do this? Of course, at first we need to add a set on focus change listener to the edit text field. So with this, when the field itself is getting the focus, and then we can bring up the date picker. But we also need to add another one. You will see why, because when we are entering the field and we don't have another field and we can't go to somewhere else to get the focus back into this field, then we might not be able to bring up the date picker. So I will also show this to you. So at first I'm commenting out this this additional listener here. So then we for this set on focus change listener, I was just putting one line. Then if the text field got the focus, so it has the focus, then it will bring up the date picker with the function. So what we need to put into the function, here we need to add some additional things, because the date picker dialog we need to prepare. So this date picker dialog will not work on a very simple way actually. So basically you need to make sure that you are bringing up some things into it. So let's see how we do that. So at first we need to define a date formatter, and why we need it, because we will take the date to the date picker, and we need to make sure that this date what we are taking from the text field, if it was already set, then we need to basically tell to the date picker dialog that at which date we are currently. So as you could see in the iOS version, whenever you set up the date picker and you use the date from it, this date was still available, and when you went back again, then you were continuing where you left off. If you are not setting up the date picker, then it will go back to the actual date always. So we can also simulate this, or we can also check into this how this will look like. So so let's use it like this, that we just create the date picker, and then we need to set an on date set listener, and actually this will do the same task what we had in the iOS, that whenever we moved from one date to another, in this case you will see that, of course, that this is working a little bit differently. But when we set the date itself, and then we should load it into the text field. So here we will take the date from the date picker itself, and then this will give us a year, month, and a day. And then we need to convert it into a format which is used by the edit text. And this is what I said, that actually when we want to set up the date picker itself, we need to use the same formatting, otherwise we might cause an error to the setup and then to the loading of this form, and then it can crash. So basically we need to do this, that we need to use the same format here for formatting what we are putting into the date or edit text field, and what we are basically picking from the text field as well. We should use the same format. So once you edit this set on date listener, then you need to convert the date, as I said, to the date text, and then you can set the edit text view text inside text or input text to the the right format, and you can basically write it into the to the edit text field, and you can later on of course use this for further processing for your application. So let's check how this is working. So here we have the application running, we have the field, and when we click into the field, then you can see that that we have the actual date field input, but you can also see that in the background we have a keyboard appearing, which of course we will get rid of. We don't need this keyboard anyway because we don't want to enter manually, but we just want to input the date like this. So whenever we select a date like this one and we click on the OK, then it goes into the text field, and you can see that of course the because we are still inside the text edit view, the keyboard is still visible, so we can just get rid of it with this clicking on it. And when we click again, keyboard is coming up, you see. So this is what I was talking about, that if you are not taking care about the on-click listener, then you can only go to this field or to the date picker by changing the focus, and the focus you can change if you go out with the tab or you have another field here, and when you go back, then again basically the text edit field got the focus again, and then the date picker appeared. Okay, so, and as you could see that because we were not setting up the date, when the dialog is opening, it's always going to the current date. So this is why we need to change this behavior, because we already set a date and we want to go back to that date in the dialog box. Okay, so let's do at first the setup. So when you want to open, or before you show the dialog itself, you can basically put back the value into the date picker, which is already set. So how you can do that? You check if the text field is already containing a date, and once there is a date, you should format the date into a date file, date variable, let's say, and you can use this date variable to set up the date picker itself. So this is the easiest way that you define the date variable itself, and you take the year, months, and day value. Of course, you can split the string itself and just take out the year, months, and day of the month as well. But I think these two lines are the shortest and easiest way to get the date out. So once you do this, and you say to the date picker dialog that it should update the date internally, then it's already doing it in the background, and when you show it, it will show the date. So let's test it. So we go to the picker, we select the 17, we say okay. So we selected the 17. Of course, we still need to jump out and go back again. And then you can see that it's already selected. It's a bit slow now, but it's selected, and I can change the date to another one. And when I'm going back again, then you see that it's always going to the selected date. And of course, the other thing what I did not mention is that when you change the date here in the dialog and you cancel this, then of course the date is not changing, because we are not using this set on date set listener. So basically the the dialog is saying that there was no date set inside. Okay, let's have the next step. So here, let's do two things. So as in the iOS version, we had the cursor inside the text edit field, and to remove the cursor here, it's easier because you have this this option here that is cursor visible. If you say that it's false, then within the text field the cursor will not be visible. So with this we will hiding the cursor itself. And with this second line here, binding edit text, show soft input on focus false. This is where we are basically removing the soft keyboard, so because we are not needing it, and then it will not appear in the background. We will only use the input dialog or this date picker to input the date into the field. So let's test it again with these changes. So we go to the field, and as you can see, when I went into the field, there was no cursor at all, and there is no soft keyboard in the background. We just have the date picker itself. So when I say OK, it's there, but I still cannot go back. So if I'm using a tab to jump with the focus to another field, then and I'm going back, then I can get back to the date picker dialog itself. But we want to add this, or we want to make it, let's say, more easier, and then we can make it with this set on click listener. So we add the set on click listener to the edit text field, and with this addition, we can go into the field, we can change the date, and now I don't need to do anything. Just click again into the field, and then it's basically doing what we expect that the field will do. So it's as you can see, it's relatively simple, but what I did not show is that oops. So I can still edit with the keyboard into this field. So even if I can't see the cursor and the focus was still inside this edit field, if I have a hardware keyboard attached to the phone or to the tablet, then you can still input some field, and this might crash the application. So you can see that when I try to go into the field again, and basically the date setup is starting in this field or in this function, then of course the application is failing. So here you can see that the application failed inside with the date formatter parse function, because the text what we try to parse into the date field was actually not the right field. You can see here that the text was including some additional characters, and because of this the application failed. So we did not test if this can be parsed or not. Of course you can add this kind of let's say exception handling if you want, but I don't think that this is the right way. Of course, if you ensure that into this field you always can only add the date as it required, then you don't need to take care about the exception handling, because it will never happen. So how you can basically change this behavior so that you can't enter anything into the field is that with the keyboard, that you can add a set on key listener to the text field itself. So it will check if a key is pressed. So if you try to type in something, and this can be a soft keyboard or this can be a hard keyboard as well, then you need to basically set up this function or this listener to get rid of these changes. So here you need to add that on the view on key listener is basically generating this let's say this action or triggering this action, and you just need to return this onKey listener true, which will basically go back into the field and reporting that it was done and it was fulfilled. So basically you are overriding the original key listener function, and you will not load the characters into the text field. So when we are running this in the application, and we click into the field, we change the date, as this is how we can present it. So we still have the focus inside the edit text field, and now I'm typing in with the keyboard, but nothing happens. So basically I overruled overridden the original function of this keyboard listener. When I'm going back, of course, I can edit again the date. So this is how you can set up the date picker for an Android view. And yeah, after that, of course, once you are handling your date fields, you need to handle this enter dates with the date functions, which can be challenging, mainly if you are working in an application which are using or can be used by different locales with different time zones. Then of course these dates should be converted and should be used according to the time zones as well. So that's all for today about the date pickers, and if you like this tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you with the next tutorial.